Thanks, Ray. Yeah, you'll hear us yelling.
For the hour, right?
Should be less.
Okay. All right. Good morning, Chair Postman, members, Garrett and Vollendorf, staff and guests. The lobbies are open and the recording has begun.
Thanks, Justin. Good morning, everybody. We're going to convene the Washington State Liquor and Cannabis Board meeting for Wednesday, April 26, 2023. We've had a few technical glitches here, so we're going to keep going ahead, but yeah, we're just going to all have to be a little bit patient, and board members, just raise your hand button there if there's any issue, if you can't hear or there's a bad echo or something like that. The first thing we have up is vapor products related rulemaking action item from Dr. Kathy Hoffman, and there you are. I'll turn it over to you. Stand by 1 second.
All right, can everyone hear me okay? Great. Good morning, Chair Postman, board members, Garrett and Vollendorf. I'm here to present an option for you on a rule petition that we received on March 20th from Mr. Chris Gerard of Cultiva Law, and he submitted a petition for adoption, amendment, or repeal of a rule that he refers to as WAC, or Washington Administrative Code 7345.030 sub 4, to add the word vapor. And he didn't provide any additional supporting documentation other than the rule petition and the language that you see there. And so the issue is whether the board should initiate rulemaking to consider amending, again, what Mr. Gerard refers to as WAC 7345.030. So the board does have rulemaking authority under RCW 7345 to create vapor product rules. And we did that in Washington Administrative Code, or WAC 31435. Currently, there is no language that exists in our rule that aligns with the language that Mr. Gerard refers to, because what he's referring to is a statute, and that's RCW 7345.030 sub 4. And so the board does not have the regulatory authority to change statute. And so the only option available to the board is to deny this petition based on our ability to only be able to change Washington Administrative Code and not statute through rulemaking. So any questions? All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you for that, and we will entertain a motion and a second for the rules petition that requested to amend WAC to add the word vapor to the section's introductory sentence, and the motion is to deny that rules petition.
This is Holly. I know that we
This is Jim, and I second that motion.
Great, then that is approved. Thank you all.
Thank you.
That quickly already brings us to our general public comment period of the board meeting. Everyone who's signed up will have 4 minutes to speak. Please limit your comments to LC business, refrain from personal attacks or going off topic into things unrelated to what we do here. I'll mention if I think a speaker's wandered too far. Please respectful to the speakers and everyone else who's present, whether virtually or in person. Do not disrupt the meeting or disrupt people who are making comments. If there are any disruptions, I'll just pause the meeting for a moment until we can settle that. Please remember, everything we do here is being recorded. It'll be available online later today. The few of us that are in the room here today, just be aware the microphones are very sensitive. Today we are having particular issues. So when we get to the in-person, we'll just take a second to turn something on there, but we will start online with the people who are signed up there. And I don't think I said, Dustin will jump in at 3 minutes and 30 seconds to let you know you have 30 seconds left, and then we'll ask you to wrap up. So the first person we have signed up today is Christopher King.
Need to find you first. Hold on a second here. All right. Okay. Yeah. Just real quick, I sent you guys an email yesterday, and I want to reference Malcolm X, the ballot or the bullet, because he's saying the same things. I'm saying the same things that he was saying years ago. And he says, this is the time when the white politicians come into the Negro communities. They're going to come in with false promises. I'm one of 22 million Black victims of the Democrats and the Republicans. We have never seen democracy. All we have seen is hypocrisy. No American dream, only the American nightmare. And stop talking about the South. If you're south of the Canadian border, you are in the South. Okay? That's what I'm talking about right here. You're only as good as the performances that you have put out. And thus far, there's been nothing from you. All right? And I have a right to be critical of you. All of you. I've had some detractors try to say that I'm trying to take down a Black woman, Ollie Garrett, and all that stuff. No, I'll freely criticize each and every one of you, as well as Garza for telling those lies that he told to Kevin Shelton about how he just, thanks for bringing these items to my attention about the compassion clubs that are operating and all that, when we have the police records from King County and all that from 2018 going back. So there's no way he didn't know about it. If he did, he's completely inept. All right, so that's another lie. And then you look right now, you look at the fact that you have Khalifa, like a company like Khalifa. I have the documents from your own lawyers at the AG's office. And remember, I used to be a state AG too in other states, so I know how that works. All right, so they come in and they said, these Khalifa people are doing things that will make your hair white. That's a direct quote from your counsel, right? And then you had the bankruptcy trustee file suit against them for leaving out the Rolexes and the Porsches and all that stuff. Well, I don't have a Rolex or a Porsche, but anyway, I'm just kind of, just gesturing in that way. But whatever I did have, I wouldn't leave it out from the U.S. trustee if I were in bankruptcy, right? But Khalifa did, and they got licenses during this period. All these white folks getting all their licenses and selected Black folks getting licenses. Meanwhile, my friend's sitting here struggling. We're taking heat from people trying to say that I'm crazy. And I'm like, no, I'm not one bit crazy whatsoever. The only crazy people are those people who are sitting here trying to believe that they have to sell themselves out to get something from you. I'm not having it. I'm damn near 60 years old. I'm not going to have that stuff where people are going to tell me I don't have the right to criticize a completely feckless organization as far as racial inclusion has been involved. And you have been completely feckless. And, that remains to be seen if you correct it going forward. I hope so. My friends hope so. Even my detractors, I hope they get their licenses too. I'm not like some of them. I hope everybody gets licenses, but I'm still going to call you on the map for what has happened all these years, just as Malcolm X did. And that's the way it goes. I don't know what else to tell you about it, but it's pretty simple, and that's what he said. That's what he said.
Okay, thank you for your comments. The next person we have signed up is Sammy
Wait a
Sod.
minute, I'm not done. Am I done? Wait a second. What did I say? I was finished? Is my time up? Are you cutting me off? I know you're not cutting me off.
You stop talking. You don't get the time just to sit there, sir. If you want to talk, you can.
Well, I was
You
talking
don't
through
get the
Malcolm
time
X.
just to sit there.
I wasn't sitting there. I was talking through Malcolm X. Is that okay? Is there a rule that says I can't play Malcolm X?
Christopher, you were not talking about Malcolm X or anybody else. You were standing there not saying anything for a long period of time. If you'd like to finish your comments, please do so now.
Well, I'm sorry you couldn't hear it, but I was playing Malcolm X. I don't know. I thought I could hear it here, so I thought you could hear it there. So, and
Nobody could hear anything. Nobody could hear anything.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay, well, I thought you could hear it. And even at that, I have a right to sit there in front and stare at you for 4 minutes if I want to. That's the First Amendment, Chair Postman. It's a matter of expressive conduct. I can sit there and stare at you for 4 minutes if I want to. That's the law. If you want to find out otherwise, just cut me off again, okay? Anyway, I hope that what Malcolm X said ceases to hold true at some point in time with you and with these Black folks getting licenses as Khalifa got. You guys look it up out there, KALEAFA. All the documents, I put them online. You know, again, conduct that would make your hair white. And these guys get licenses. One of them right in Kevin Shelton's backyard to add insult to injury. Yeah, it's a fact. I deal in facts. And the fact of the matter is, I need to get back to work. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Next person we have signed up is Sammy Sott.
Chair Sarah, registered to speak, but is not online with us today.
All right, thank you, Dustin. All right, do we have people signed up in the room? Thank you. Okay, just let's pause 1 second. We're gonna have to turn on this microphone and see if this is all working because we've had an issue. You want me to mute? Is that one on?
No, this one is on.
Okay, and I want to make sure the board members can still hear the room. Yes, okay, great. So the first person we have signed up here in the room is Mike Desai, and that microphone on that computer is working.
Okay. All right. Good morning, board members. Mike Asai with Black Excellence in Cannabis. I'm burnt out. Don't have really too much to say this morning. We know the window is closing tomorrow for the social equity program. Our hope at Black Excellence in Cannabis in the community is that it's successful this go around. There's been a lot of misinformation out there regarding the application process. And we hope that the process goes in the way it needs to go, and that the Black community and the Brown community obtains these licenses in a way that reflects the community, and that the pioneers obtain. Obviously, you got to qualify for the social equity program. But, you know, we at Blacks in Cannabis board members, you know, we've been talking with you guys for quite some time. Our goal is to be solution-based and to work with you. We're not here. We as Black men already have to deal with racism, and we have to deal with the racism as looked upon as we're angry Black men because we speak up, because we, you know, we've been dealing with things in racism since childhood, and we're not saying that the LCB is racist, but things that have been done can be deemed as racist. We're not pointing the finger saying you're racist, but as the word has been going around, systematic racism is in all government agencies. It's in American society. So yeah, we are angry, but we're not angry Black men. We're trying to be solution-based, and we've been trying to work with the LCB over and over. It seems as if when we come and speak truth, you know, whether it's LCB, whether it's somebody's society, whatever it may be, all of a sudden now that person is the victim. And we're the true victims, you know, in this. And Senate Bill 5080 passed. A lot of people were very instrumental in that. But one thing I do know is Black Excellence Cannabis was very instrumental in that. We're not here for no glory. We're not here for pat on the back. We're just here for truth to power. Me personally, as people know, I was in a car accident, and I'm still recovering from that. And come down to Olympia for 90 days, 3 months on my own dime, time, doing physical therapy in between, fighting for the community. Does 5080 help me in the future? Yes, possibly, but what does it do? It actually helps the Black and Brown community, those who qualify for social equity. That creates jobs. It can create future generational wealth. A lot of people have come up to Peter and I and congratulated us for what they saw that we've done with the help of senators and representatives. But when it comes from the Black community, you know, people need to know that we were the ones that were down here on a weekly, on a daily, emails, phone conversations.
Mike, you have 30 seconds.
Thank you. Advocating for something that, this bill should have came out 2 years ago. Whether it was LCB agency-led bill, whether it was whoever, the fact is this bill was a good bill for the community and we were behind it and we are happy that it passed. And we just hope that the LCB continues to make proper adjustments to make sure the social equity program in the future is very successful. Thank you.
Give me a second. Let me try to navigate two computers. Good morning, Chair Postman and board members. My name is Peter Manning, President of Black Excellence in Cannabis. I'm happy to see that 5080 is awaiting to be signed by the governor. I believe this soon-to-be law will allow a long-awaited and most definitely a huge accomplishment achieved by the LCB, Black Excellence in Cannabis, and of course, the wonderful leadership of Senator Saldana. We at Black Excellence in Cannabis have some concerns when it comes to transparency from this agency, the LCB. We were given information from a white retailer about the go live date, which was March 1st. We conveyed that to the LCB and was told that that information wasn't true. It turned out it was very accurate. We also received a DIA map ahead of schedule prior to anyone else even having it. I assume even at the LCB at some point. And we made that known to the LCB too. And that was a surprise that we had it, but a white retailer gave it to us. We believe in this agency and its leadership. We think David Postman is a good person. We think that he's a good additive to the LCB. We think he's moving in the right direction, but we also see some of the patterns that we see in 5052. And we won't go into detail. We just, as an organization with Black Excellence Cannabis, are concerned. This is what we are. We are not angry Black men, nor do we push out disinfo when it pertains to cannabis and social equity. Truth to power, we were told that the LCB, about the rubric and the point structure and all that we couldn't have multiple people. But we later learned through Paula Sardinas on March 18th, which was 18 days after the live date, that you could apply multiple people to make up the 310-point threshold. Transparency is important. If we're going to move forward in this together, the Black and brown community, along with this agency, to get involved in this billion-dollar industry that Washington State has created, we have to have transparency on all fronts. And we should work hand in hand to achieve this. And if Black people are going to be accepted and brown people are going to be accepted, it should be with open arms and with transparency from our white counterparts that are in the industry. We're not looking to be at odds. I believe, truthfully, diversity helps everything. The most diverse societies are the most successful. Just go check it out. It's a fact. We do not wish to fight or argue. We at Black Excellence Cannabis will continue to fight for inclusion in this billion-dollar industry. And we believe that we are all working for a common goal. And this is our goal, to be solution-based, to continue to make sure that the situation in Washington is equitable when it pertains to cannabis on all fronts, whether it be retailers, processors, producers, when it comes to dealing with legislators, policymakers, senators, governors, and the like. We want transparency through and through. Thank you very much.
Okay, sorry for that delay. That brings us to the end of our agenda today. Thanks for the patience as we dealt with our technical thing. We'll keep working on that. And with that, we'll be back next week, Tuesday morning for caucus. We're going to adjourn the board meeting for April 26, 2023. Have a great day. Talk to you later.
Thank you. Bye.